Most people think economic power looks like cash, real estate, or Fortune 500 companies. But the real power, well, you can't see it. And that is a very good thing. It is embedded in systems, networks, and invisible agreements. Something I call the invisible architecture of economic power. The hidden structures that determine who gets what, when, and how. And so this episode will make you understand why power doesn't just sit in bank accounts. It is designed into the system. Let's define it. Economic architecture refers to the structures, incentives, and flows that dictate how value moves in a society. Think of it like a building you live in, but invisible. The rules, ownership, institutions, and code of capitalism are not random. They were engineered to serve those who understand and shape them. It includes legal frameworks, financial systems, data ownership, supply chain, trade agreement, platform algorithms, tax havens, intellectual property law. Who owns the infrastructure of communication, capital, and belief? Now, most people operate inside the architecture, but the powerful, well, they design it. Here are the 5 core pillars of the invisible architecture. Legal engineering. Power resides where the contract says it does. Private equity, hedge funds, and multinationals don't just make money. They structure reality through contracts and entities. Tax strategies that move trillions legally because of engineered law. Law is not about justice, it is about who writes the rules. Platform infrastructure. Whoever owns the infrastructure owns the economy. Amazon owns commerce logistics, Google owns digital attention, BlackRock owns asset flow infrastructure, Cruvon owns the energy market. Now these aren't businesses, they are railroads, and everyone else is a passenger. The architecture of economic power is embedded in APIs, data systems, code bases, and protocols. Control of the capital stack. This is the invisible financial engineering most never see. Who gets preferred shares versus common stock? Who gets paid first in bankruptcy? Who sets interest rates via private lending syndicate? Owning where capital enters and who it flows to is more powerful than any product. Narrative ownership. Control the story, control the flow of capital. ESG, AI, energy transitions. These become memes before they become policy. Power lives in who gets to decide what the future sounds like. Geopolitical gatekeeping. Now, the most powerful institutions are economic architecture. Who controls global trade routes? Who controls energy supply chains, mineral rights, and shipping lanes? Who owns the right to the data in space? This is where economics, defense, and sovereignty merge. As a billionaire, this is how to use this architecture, not reactively, but proactively. Engineer ownership structures before even launching businesses. Write the terms, not just negotiate them. Leverage asymmetric access. Use soft power, that is media, universities, philanthropy, to reshape the structure itself. Let's be blunt, capitalism is not a game of hustle. It is a game of architecture. Again, complaining is useless. You just need to upgrade your lens. Here is how to start. Steady structure over surface. Look beyond product into terms, flows, and ownership. Learn capital stacks. Understand debt, equity, warrants, SPVs, and how the waterfall works. Read contracts. They are the source code of modern power. Control narrative, build media, own distribution, influence belief, think in systems. Wealth is built not through hustle but through leverage embedded in architecture. If you've ever felt like the game is rigged, that is because it is. And more importantly, it is a good thing if you know and decide to design your own. Subscribe for more decoded insights into capitalism, leverage, and the rules of economic power.